Not all Chevrolet engines are built the same. Some will take you past 250,000 miles without breaking a sweat. Others will start giving you problems before you even hit 80,000. I've worked on both extremes for over 10 years. Today, I'm cutting straight to the chase. The worst Chevrolet engines I've repaired over and over again, and the best ones that simply refuse to die. Let's start with the ones you should avoid at all costs. Engine 1, the 3.6-liter V6. We're starting with the 3.6-liter V6 engine, and trust me, this one shows up in my shop more than it should. You'll find it in the Traverse, Acadia, Camaro, and other models since 2007. On paper it sounds good. Decent power, good performance. But in practice, it's a different story. The most common problem I've seen is stretched timing chains. Around the 100,000-mile mark, many owners start hearing a distinctive rattle on startup. That's the loose chain slapping around. When it fails, it can cause serious damage to valves and pistons. We're talking repairs in the several $1,000s range. Another recurring issue with the 3.6-liter is excessive oil consumption. The valve guides wear out, piston rings get stuck, and suddenly you're adding a quart of oil every 2,000 miles. I've seen cases where the engine literally ran out of oil between regular changes. And if that wasn't enough, the oil coolers and water pumps tend to fail early. When they do, coolant can mix with the oil, which is catastrophic for any engine. If you already have one, stay religious with your oil changes every 5,000 miles or less, use quality oil, and check the level constantly. But honestly, if you're buying used, I'd look for a different engine. Engine 2, the 2.4-liter EcoTech. At number 2 is the 2.4-liter EcoTech 4-cylinder engine. This engine appears in the Malibu, Equinox, Terrain, and several others from the mid-2000s to mid-2000s. And I've got to tell you, I've seen too many with the same problems. The biggest headache is excessive oil consumption. The piston rings in this engine are prone to carbon buildup and getting stuck, especially if you don't change the oil frequently. Once that happens, the engine starts burning oil like crazy. A quart every 1,000 miles isn't uncommon. The timing chain is also weak, the tensioners fail, the chain stretches, and you start hearing metallic noises. If you don't address it quickly, the valves crash into the pistons and you need a new engine. Plus, many of these engines develop intake manifold leaks and problems with the camshaft position sensor. They're constant repairs that never end. GM even extended the warranty on some years for the oil consumption issue, which tells you everything you need to know. If you have one, be prepared to check your oil level weekly. Engine 3, the 5.3-liter V8 with cylinder deactivation. Number 3 is controversial because the 5.3-liter V8 has a good reputation, but the versions with active fuel management, the cylinder deactivation technology, have caused a lot of headaches in my shop. The problem is with the system that deactivates 4 of the 8 cylinders to save fuel. Sounds great in theory, but in practice, the AFM system causes uneven wear on the lifters and camshafts. Some cylinders work, others don't, and that creates serious mechanical problems. I've seen lifter collapses where they literally disintegrate and send metal throughout the engine. When that happens, you need a complete rebuild or replacement. We're talking $8,000 to $12,000 easily. There are also issues with excessive oil consumption. The piston rings don't seat properly due to the constant activation and deactivation cycle, and the engine starts burning oil. Many owners have disabled the AFM system through reprogramming or delete kits, which helps, but you shouldn't have to modify a new engine to make it work properly. If you have one, seriously consider disabling the AFM before it leaves you stranded. If this is helping you avoid costly mistakes, please hit that like button on this video. And if you want more honest content about mechanics, subscribe because I don't hold anything back. Now that you know which Chevrolet engines to avoid, let's talk about the ones that really last. Engine 1, the small block. 8350. The number one of my best Chevrolet engines is the legendary small block 350. This engine is the definition of proven reliability. Chevrolet produced it from 1967 to the early 2000s across several generations, and it appears in practically everything. Camaro, Corvette, Silverado, Suburban, you name it. What I love about the 350 is its simple and robust design. Cast iron block, components proven over decades, and an infinite supply of parts available. If something breaks, it's easy and cheap to fix. I've seen 350 engines with over 300,000 miles that have only needed basic maintenance. Regular oil changes, cooling system in good shape, And that's it. No turbos to fail, no complex cylinder deactivation systems, just a V8 engine that works. Plus, the modification potential is incredible. You can take it from 200 horsepower to over 500 with simple upgrades. There's more accumulated knowledge about this engine than any other. If you find a vehicle with a well-maintained 350, buy it without thinking twice. It's a solid investment. Engine 2. The 4.3-liter Vortec V6. My second recommendation is the 4.3-liter Vortec V6. It's basically a small block V8-2 cylinders, and it inherited much of that legendary durability. This engine appeared in S10 trucks, Blazer, base Silverado, and various SUVs from the mid-80s to 2014. What I like is that it offers a good balance between power and fuel economy without sacrificing reliability. The design is simple, with gear-driven timing on older versions, which eliminates stretched chain problems. The versions with Vortec fuel injection are especially good. I've worked on several 4.3Ls with over 250,000 miles that were still running strong. The secret is consistent maintenance. If you change the oil every 5,000 miles, keep the cooling system clean, and replace the distributor when necessary, this engine will last you years. It's not the most powerful or the most modern, but it's reliable and economical to maintain. For light work and daily use, it's hard to beat. Engine 3. The LS3 6.2-liter V8. The third best engine on my list is the LS3 6.2-liter V8. This is the modern high-performance engine done right. It appeared in the Corvette C6, Camaro SS, and some high-performance truck models since 2008. What makes the LS3 special is that it combines the reliability of classic small block design with modern technology. It has 430 horsepower from the factory, but the block is so strong it can handle serious modifications without issues. It's naturally aspirated, which means fewer components that can fail. No turbos or superchargers requiring constant maintenance. Just a powerful, straightforward V8. The internal components are high quality. Forged crankshaft, strong connecting rods, aluminum block with reinforced main caps. With proper maintenance, I've seen these engines exceed 200,000 miles needing nothing more than oil changes and spark plugs. The sound is also spectacular. That American V8 rumble that turns heads. And if you ever decide to modify it, the sky's the limit. There are people getting over 700 horsepower with relatively simple upgrades. If you want power and reliability in a modern package, the LS3 is hard to beat. Engine 4. The Duramax 6.6-liter Diesel. My fourth recommendation is for those who need a heavy-duty work engine, the Duramax 6.6-liter Diesel. This engine appeared in the Silverado HD and Sierra HD since 2001, and has evolved through several generations. The early LB7 versions had injector problems, but from the LLY generation forward, especially the LBZ and LMM, reliability improved dramatically. What impresses me about the Duramax is the amount of torque it generates, over 400 pound-feet in base versions, up to over 900 pound-feet in newer versions. This makes it ideal for heavy towing and commercial work. I've seen Duramax trucks with over 300,000 miles still working every day. The secret is using quality diesel fuel, changing the oil every 5,000 to 7,500 miles, and keeping the filtration system in perfect condition. Yes, repairs can be expensive when something fails, but the frequency of failures is much lower than other diesel engines. The Duramax is built to last decades if you treat it right. For constant heavy-duty work, it's one of the best investments you can make. There you have it. In my 10 years working with Chevrolet, these are the engines I see fail constantly, and the ones that simply refuse to die. If you have one of the problematic engines, don't panic. Religious maintenance can extend its life significantly. But if you're buying, now you know exactly what to look for and what to avoid. Want to know more shop secrets that dealerships won't tell you? Subscribe now because my next video reveals the red flags you should look for when inspecting a used Chevrolet. See you there. See you.